My new cousins. Hello. Getting back on the road to leave Virginia, heading towards Tennessee, and we're really in the mountains, it looks like. We just passed Thomas Jefferson's Monticello. I do like that greenery though. It is very peaceful looking. One of the reasons I don't like to fly is because it clogs my ears being at high altitudes, but believe it or not, driving through these mountains, my ears are getting clogged as well. And I'm having to yawn to try to unblock them. You can't really hear anything. So I went to McDonald's in Charlottesville and I took a bite out of my cheeseburger and got a mouthful of mustard. I wasn't expecting that. You know, when you're used to ketchup on a burger and you get mustard, there's a disconnect. It just doesn't feel right. It felt wrong. I was wronged. Stopped off in Christiansburg, Virginia, and supposedly the historic downtown area is ahead of us. So let's see what it looks like. So this is it. I'm not seeing much though in terms of food. I was hoping there'd be a nice restaurant I could stop off at. But no such luck over here, at least. There's a Burger King, but I was hoping for something more local. You can get Burger King anywhere. Tattoo shop. Again. I keep seeing these tattoo places, like the universe is trying to tell me something. I got no tattoos though, you guys know that. What do you think? It's a nice street. There just isn't much going on as far as food. Oh, there's an attorney across the street. Charlie's Chinese. See, this would have been nice. Chinese restaurant, but it looks like it's currently vacant. Maybe Charlie's Chinese didn't do so well, I don't know. But I like towns like this. We are not too far from the Tennessee border. I believe we're under 2 hours now from the border, so we're deep into Virginia. I've never been down this far, but I do love exploring new areas. Nashville, here we come. You know what they say, if you can make it in Radford, you can make it anywhere. I do think there's a nice restaurant up here. So the highway said there was a restaurant, but I think it was supposed to be 4 miles off. And so, who knows where it's at. It's gotta be something here. This is, look, an actual college town. This is interesting. If you're ever looking to save gas in Radford, you can always coast.
Let's just go.
You do have to brake though. So Radford, Virginia has a really big university, which I never heard of before. If anyone heard of Radford University, let me know. But it seems like many of the places to go are closed. A lot of pizza spots that were closed, little restaurants, and I'm thinking maybe because it's the summertime and the school isn't in, I don't know. I hope it's not just a matter of the depressed economy, but there is a brick house pizza spot here that seems to have wings on things as well. So this is what we're gonna do. Pretty good, but it took way too long. It was like 2 hours for a personal pan pizza. Cheap though. Good morning. We crashed in Knoxville, which is only a few hours from Nashville. But the cool thing is that we'll be heading into the central time zone pretty soon, so we'll make up an hour on the road. So this is my impression of Knoxville so far. To be fair, I've only been on a few of the main roads, but this kind of looks like Jericho Turnpike on Long Island a little bit. There's a lot of different stores and restaurants, but chains mostly, right? The big businesses. Not too many mom and pops I'm seeing around here, but this could just be the main strip of this type of business. Buddy's Barbecue, that's new. So we have made it to Nashville and we're arriving at the hotel. Here you can see, and check this out, it's right by Vanderbilt University. So it's like a good location. Yes, sir. I want to show you guys something because I got the late checkout. I am a Holiday Inn reward member, right? Last time they gave me this key, and you see it says late checkout on there. So when I checked out late, they gave me a hard time saying I missed it. Checkout was at 11. How can we try and check out at 11:32 or whatever it was? I said, he says I got late checkout. I'm a reward member. No, you got to go online or tell them at the front desk, I guess, that you want to take advantage of that perk. So I did that this time. Checkout is at 2 p.m. I'm staying here for 2 days. But in the meantime, as the crowd goes by, oh, there's a pool down there. Fun times. See if you can see what's going on down there. In the meantime, it's off to meet my long lost cousins. Let's do it. We've arrived. Adults American Grill here in Nashville, Tennessee. It's about 100 degrees out, by the way. Really hot, but suitable for a vacation. My new cousins. Hello. How you guys doing?
We're doing good, good.
So I actually wanted to ask, how did you guys end up in Tennessee?
Yeah. So my father lived here. He wasn't a part of our life.
Right.
And when he decided to be, he was here.
Okay.
And
he met his
I came to hang out, and then I met the mother of my kids. And
Okay.
decided to make a life. They moved down here to support me and my children. And
Yep.
yeah,
Nice.
so that's how we found Tennessee. So
Yeah, we're
you gotta
very
step in and-
tight-knit family. So we were actually in Ohio and relocated from Ohio to Tennessee so we could be a part of his kids' lives.
Nice. But originally from Queens?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Ozone Park,
Ozone Park
Rockaway.
and Rockaway.
So same neighborhoods. And here we are in Nashville.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's crazy how the world works.
Yeah. So we all share the same grandfather.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I met a cousin today. That's awesome.
That's it.
Love that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
This was exciting.
This was exciling.
It was. It was very cool. We talked online like a few years ago now.
Yeah.
No, it's been years that we connected. So.
Yeah. When COVID happened and everything, but yeah, here we are.
The world went on fire.
That's it. But
So we
we're
finally
still
did
here. That's it.
That's what matters.
Excellent. This is great.
It was great.
Yes.
Getting to know you.
Great
meeting
meeting you.
you.
Yes. Excellent.
Love that.
Yes. Very cool.
Very cool.
My grandfather managed a plastics factory in Jamaica, Queens, and a woman there fell in love with him and had his babies, hence my cousins, whom I never met, right? They reached out to me not long ago and we connected, but up until then I didn't know I had them. So that was definitely an interesting and cool experience. My impressions of Nashville so far, let's take a look. Pardon my Yankee ignorance, but this feels like a real city. And it's kind of surprising that the accents are so country. Because aside from the cowboy boots and the music and the accents, there's really nothing country about it. I mean, this feels decidedly more urban than rural. Before I left Nashville, I was looking up the list of governors of Tennessee throughout history, because that's the kind of thing that I do, right? And I came across James Polk. Of course, James Polk, also the 11th president of the United States. Now, I'm kind of fascinated by him because he's known as perhaps the most efficient president that we ever had, right? He pledged to only run for one term, and he kept that promise, and he pretty much kept every campaign promise he made. Now, he wasn't the best guy, which is why I think he isn't often regarded as one of the best presidents, although I did see one list that had him at number 1, believe it or not. So definitely one that I'm interested in studying, right? It's a really good case study, and his house happens to be about an hour, really under an hour from where I'm at right now in Nashville. So I figured I'd go check it out before getting out of Tennessee. So this was interesting because I just arrived at the Polk home and walked right into here. It's wide open, showing you daily life. These are the slaves. Seems like this is the room where the slaves worked. Polk obviously has a dark history. The Polk family owned this entire block, it says. This property was probably a small farm. This is the Polk Memorial Fountain. You see the garden back there. President Polk might best be remembered for the concept of manifest destiny, or the idea that the United States should expand all the way to the Pacific Ocean. In fact, under his single term, the U.S. saw its largest expansion in history. And check out the garden. Attorney's next door. Very cool. I think I would enjoy having a law office next to a president's house. It seems kind of nice. It's back here. More. Wow. And so back in the day, they said this would have looked like a small farm with crops. Now it's just a nice garden. And the museum shop is up there. What does this say? Maria Polk Walker, Ophelia Polk Hayes, relatives. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you doing this afternoon?
Good, very good.
How can we help you guys?
Oh, just checking things out.
Okay.
Such history. I don't know if you guys can see, but I was driving through Kentucky on the way back up north, and I saw signs for Abraham Lincoln's birthplace. So I figured since I stopped off at Polk's family home, I might as well come here. So this is actually where Abraham Lincoln was born. It's Kentucky. People know he's from Illinois, but he actually was born in Kentucky, and it's a park now. Unfortunately, the park is closed because it's after hours, but wants to stop off here and take a look. So I was just driving through Indianapolis, and I saw the sign for the Benjamin Harrison historical site, and since we've been on a roll stopping at these presidential sites, I had to, right? So here we are. This has turned into a road trip of history, presidential history. The home of Benjamin Harrison, in Indianapolis. Did you guys know he came from Indianapolis, Indiana? 23rd president of the US. What's always interesting to me about Benjamin Harrison is you had the terms of Grover Cleveland. As kids, we were taught Grover Cleveland was the only president to be elected to 2 non-consecutive terms. Of course, that's no longer the case, right? But I guess Benjamin Harrison was the Joe Biden of his day in that sense, right? Sandwiched in between those 2 non-consecutive terms. So we can check this out. So like the Polk house we visited, the Harrison house has a garden, although I don't see as many crops or plants here. This is more grass. I guess more apropos for Indianapolis, right? This isn't Tennessee anymore. But it's nice, very nice. And this is the location of his quote-unquote porch side campaign when he was running for president in 1888. Apparently there were hundreds of people who would line up here on Delaware Street to hear Benjamin Harrison speak when he ran his presidential campaign. And I think Benjamin Harrison is probably best known for the Sherman Antitrust Act, right? That of course was intended to break up monopolies. There's a historic tour here that lasts for about an hour. See people visiting the house. You see this house really coming off the highway in Indianapolis. There are signs for it, and it's right here. Also peaceful, right? We said that the Polk home was peaceful. Now this is, as we said, right off the interstate in Indianapolis, but it still has a very peaceful, quiet vibe to it on this block. Maybe that's the key to becoming a president. You have to think, right? You got to ponder things. You need your peace, your quiet. Benjamin Harrison's basement. And would you look at that? There's a nice Lexus from New York parked outside Benjamin Harrison's house. Come a long way.